going to be a quickish stream for the moment. I might even have to do two streams here because I want to get another kind of task completed. And what that means is I need to figure this item out. Now, I already figured out the last item, and this is kind of why I want to kind of break up my stream a little bit so I can maybe accomplish some things in each stream and not have a bunch of, I may have a bunch of clutter. But the initial problem here is in the football, in my game, I have, dang it, I was watching this dude. He's kind of interesting. Science stuff, but it's still cool. If you're a developer, you probably like some geeky science stuff every now and then. Okay, so the problem here is that my image is not anchored to the top, and I'm having trouble anchoring it. Yeah, I know, just set the top value. I get it. See, top is 0, supposed to stay there, but it's not. Something is allowing it to move. So it has something to do with perhaps the div. I don't know, something's going on here. I was trying a few different things. I think I might even have to try something like, let's go ahead and try top in here, top 0. But either way, my problem is that I need it to anchor to the top in order to adjust where the football's landing. So the football is supposed to be moving in relationship to the size of the size of the image, but it's not. It's kind of setting itself in relationship to the size of the screen, which is not quite right. So here's where the football starts. So we're running this, but when I resize, you'll see that it's moving up and down on the football field, which is not ideal. Now, it is, for the most part, looks like it's staying proportionally correct. It looks pretty close to proportionally correct for the same distance from the top of the screen. All right, so it's like it is adjusting possibly. Maybe not. I'm not exactly. It's almost like it's staying at the same top. It's always at the same top. I should be firing off. Let's first of all make sure I'm firing. I may not have recompiled here. But this should be triggering on resize. So as I resize, we're getting in here. Is that true? Okay, we are. All right, so that means we should have also these little, I got 500. So basically that's the minimum container size, which is really weird too, because I don't know how that works, seeing as you can see that, I guess it does kind of stop at 500, which I guess is, oh no, it's only doing that because I froze my screen. Never mind. Yeah. So now this seems like it would be right because the container height is the container ref dot current offset height. I don't know what the offset height is versus, because the container ref, oh, is it just the offset height would probably be, I don't know, I think I probably should tell it. I need to find out what's the offset height. let's put a console.log in here for the offset height. Console.log container ref.current offset height. And I don't know if that's going to run. It might not actually work, but now I try to resize and see what happens. So is the offset height? I don't think that's right. Let's stop this. Because if I'm doing that, then my container height and offset height are the same thing. Container height equals, oh, it is. Container height equals offset height. But after this point, it should be different, right? Because it's set top position. Nope, that's not right. And this is supposed to be like 25 percent of the container height, and the container height is supposed to be the image. So maybe it is moving itself in relation to the image, but the image is not locked to the top of the screen. And that might be part of it. Because my image, if you'll see, if you watch closely, it is moving away from, it is not consistently applied to the top of the screen. But if that was the case, once it does lock to the top of the screen, which it does at a point, it should suddenly the football should lock, at least lock into its current position. Nope, that didn't work. It's gonna blow up. See, does it? Something's weird. It's like sometimes I get this. I don't know what's going on. So I have to like close this, close everything, and then do a recompile. It's not. I don't know. Maybe did I forget? Oops. Sometimes I think it is that I don't know. Like I'm doing it before the build is complete, or I forget to close the command window. Something weird happens. I'm going to try and, I got a lot to do. Today's a crazy day. I mean, every day is a crazy day. Because I want to get a lot done today because tomorrow I start door dashing again. Back to it. Trying to make my $10 an hour. That's what it is. It's last few times, $10 to $12 an hour. I've hit 15 a couple of times, but consistently it's been like $10 an hour. And even when I'm regularly busy, just that they pay so crappy now, it's just terrible. And when you live in the Northwest, one of the highest cost of livings in the country. I mean, our minimum wage is like $17 an hour, which is, I feel bad for small businesses because that's a lot of money to pay, but it's just the way it goes up here, man. Okay, so image is locked to the top. You can see, if you watch closely, you can see right here it's moving. The image is moving, it's flexing. But once you get to here, it stops flexing and now it's growing. And the football is kind of like, it's sort of adjusting with it, but not very well. And then as you get further on, it locks in place, or at least it did. Nope, I guess not anymore. But now the image is bouncing all over the place, right? So the image is like, it should be moving very little because it's supposed to be going by the height of the image and adjusting to the height of the image. And I'm supposed to be that far from the top, which I'm not sure is suddenly way off. So I don't know. Here's my object here, and I don't have, its top should be top of the container, which in this case should be, so I got a line, center. See, my vertical I'm not worried about, or my horizontal, but my vertical has a line, center, height 100, div, style, inline block, position relative. And then I have my image here, which is supposed to be moving from the top a certain number of pixels, which is supposed to be equal to the number of 0.25 the container height. Now if I resize this again, because I want to see some of these values. Huh. So look, they're all 500. Well, all those ones are. All these late ones are 500. So as I resized it, I was capturing 500s. Which means where are we? Oh, that's not even the right. I wish it would stop taking me into the DOM code. I hate that. I don't know how to avoid that. If anybody knows how to stop going into the DOM code, that would be awesome. I would love to stop it. I've tried to go to the tools and try to say just my code, but it doesn't do anything. It still goes in there. So I have this. Well, that's the event listener firing. This is the event listener that fires. And apparently when the event listener fires, it fires update top position. So every time it goes, and basically we're just adding this listener. So on resize, update top position. So it goes in here, and then we run into this every time it updates. This is supposed to be triggering. And then set top position is supposed to change the current state. And in theory, I say in theory because these use states they can be tricky to expect them to do what you want them to. And then you have to do stuff to try to figure out what it's actually doing. So these are the same. This container height, though, when it logs, I'm not actually changing it. What is the container height? What is the container height supposed to be? Oh, it's container ref. So container ref, container height. Okay, where's the use state that's setting that? Somewhere in here. Well, we have a set top. Oh, wait, where is this thing? Oh, there it is. Jeez, right in front of me. Okay, so when this theoretically changes, top position is supposed to change. But I'd be willing to bet it doesn't actually. Because this is not in a use ref, I hesitate to believe that it's actually changing this. It's almost like this thing needs to be in its own use ref, because it's changing it, but there's no use ref that says, hey, when it changes, update it. Right? So in theory, yes, the resize is changing top position, but because I don't think it's doing a render. I'm gonna try something here. I feel like that function, yeah, it's going to change it, but it's not going to render it because the use effect is required to cause it to trigger a re-render. At least that's how my understanding of how this works is. And again, I'm not an expert enough to really have a confident level of belief in this. I guess I'll know if my logic works out. Oops. Dang it. My keyboard's weird. You know how most keyboards have the value, the not shift value? It puts it on the bottom. And for like with letters, I already know, right? But then when you do the shift value, it's the one on top. My keyboard, for some bizarre reason, the infinite intelligence of the Kinesis people decided that all the shift values are going to be on the bottom. Yeah, they're a little bit lighter colored, but they're on the bottom now. And it's like, so for 50 years of keyboard work, my brain now has to go, oh, the stuff on the bottom is not on top. So if you're not sure of certain symbols and where they are, it's like the quote is underneath the single quote. But the single quote is the non-shift, and the double quote is just like it's supposed to be, the shift. But if you look down at this keyboard, you're going to go, okay, cool. You know, you're going to see these values in the wrong places. All the symbols and everything on numbers. Now, I know my brain has taught itself that numbers are numbers and they're always first. And all this stuff is shifted. But with some certain symbols, it can be hard. Like the squiggly braces and the square braces are on the same button. The square braces are the regular and the squiggly braces are the shift. And I'm looking at it going, the bottom is the bottom is the regular, but it's not. That is a major drawback, Kinesis. If I had my druthers, I'd replace all the keys. I might even be able to. I think this uses gaming keys. I should probably look into getting some standard gaming keys and just popping them out. Because I think this uses those kind of standard keys. And then I can have normal key appearance. I don't know. I look down for symbols and stuff sometimes because I can't say I've mastered all the symbols. Anyway, there's my one of my digressions for this 10-minute period. All right, so why did I make my screen so big? Oh, I'm using the wrong one. There we go. Wrong stream. It's just I have different setups and I had the wrong one up. So I was extra huge, showing off my burliness. It's like, burliness? What's this guy talking about? All right. Maybe just my burly head. My big burly head. All right. So when I change the, what do I want to fire? When the update top position, no, when update top position. So on resize, this fires. Oh, you know what it is? I think I need to do a separate one. Yeah, I need to do this. Go like this. And then we'll put top position. When top position changes, when top position changes, does this change top position? Where does top position get changed? Container height. Oh, set top position. But this calls it, that sets it. What triggers the re-render? I feel like it's not re-rendering, but I don't know. I don't know. All right, how about when top position changes, we're just going to go console.log. Console.log. The thing is, this doesn't guarantee that it actually does anything either, because all I'm doing is saying, yeah, it changed, I'm logging it, but that doesn't mean that the page got the change. All it means is that the log got the change. I guess it's like, how do you be sure that the page got the change? Because the page has to fire on the top position, but this is not a use effect, which is not gonna fire the change. Because we're executing the function, but the function is not, and it only fires the once, so there's no other use effect. So top position changes. I know. Let's do this. I mean, I might not know, but I'm going to try to know. Let's see what that does. It's not going to fire the first time, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to fire at the end, but it might fire when we come in to here, so we can say what it was before it changed. And then I can catch it again on the next go round, right, to see if it actually changed again. Position, console.log, console.log, previous position. Then we're going to go comma, top position. Okay, so this should log whatever the top position was previously. So the first time it comes in here, it's going to be whatever it is by default. After that, it should change each time we come around, because that means it's been getting updated, and that should be moving the football every time it changes. So that's my theory. If the football's getting those updates, because I still feel like use effect is how you change the rendering, but calling functions doesn't necessarily change rendering. So we'll hit stop. gonna build just because. And so I had a bunch of other things I need to get done just to get them done. But I saw this and I was staring at it and it was bugging me. It was just like, ugh, I really just gotta, why isn't this working? Update top position. What dependency? Said what? React hook use effect has a missing dependency. Update top position. Either include. So. Huh. So this is the React hook. Remove the dependency array. What? I don't have. Who says I have a dependency array on React on update top position? Update top position does not have a dependency array. So why does it say or remove the dependency array? Either include or remove the dependency array. What are you talking about? Oh, is it talking about this use effect? Huh. All right, well, let's just open it up and run and see what it does. I mean, those ESLint things are warnings, but I have had situations where I don't care about having that, but this one I might. it might very well be wrong. Okay, so my football's positioned itself. Let's see what happens when I start resizing this. See how, okay, so numbers, previous, see my previous position pixel, see it's not changing. Doesn't matter how many times I do that. It never even started at a different pixel position. Yeah, starts at 0. So my top position never had a value. It starts at 0, stays 0, never gets called. See, this is not re-rendering. Because if this was changing top position like it should, that's part of the problem. It's just doing whatever it feels like doing. It's running this function. It's just that it's never re-rendering the function change. All right, so let's go back and try what I was going to do before. I don't even know what I'm plugging in there, though. That's the problem. Just say top position. I don't know, that's the item I feel like it should be wanting to change. There's something weird. I may have to go to AI to figure out my syntactical problems. I'm sure if nothing else, I've got some syntactical issues. Syntactical flaws in my code because I'm still learning this whole getting that feel for React on what the exact syntactical state of things is. Oh, by the way, if you're curious how my Meta meeting went, it was just like one of those intros. A guy who hires for Meta wanted to talk to me, and he told me the whole rigmarole I'm going to have to go through. Sometime in January, I'll have to take a technical test that's like 45 minutes long with people asking me technical problems and questions, algorithms, binaries, and all kinds of other gobbledygook. I don't know why I do so bad at those kind of tests. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I just never really studied for testing. I don't program for being tested. So if you don't do the stuff they're testing you for on your day-to-day activities, so it's probably great for people who just came out of college and all they do for the last 6 months of college is study for the tests that are going to get them jobs. So they get jobs and they get in. That's great. They did it. Yay them. But those of us who self-taught, never went to college, all my knowledge comes from actually doing work. And I oftentimes haven't done in years the item that they said. And usually I just figure it out on the fly, and it may be a 1 time, 2 times, 5 times in my 30 years of programming. And it's like, I don't remember. I don't remember all those little things. I'll figure it out. I always do. Just experience doesn't mean squat these days. Your ability to take tests is what matters. Because after you do the technical test, you have a 4-interview process, 2 of which are technical tests, technical interviews. So basically, more testing. So you're taking essentially 3 technical tests with people watching you to determine what you know. And then you have 2, group wellness tests, I don't know. And then they do approvals. And if you get approved for anything, then they might go towards the next thing, which is, I guess, offers. So basically, you've got to go through like 6 or 7 different interviews. It takes up to 8 weeks before you even get a job, before you even get offered a job. And then you probably don't even start for 2 to 4 weeks after that because, very, very seldom they want you starting the next day. So I'm looking at March if I was to even get hired by Meta, if I got through all their stuff. Anyway, maybe I need to GoFundMe to do this. Because that's more of a charity thing, right? I hate asking for money, but I figure that's why I want to do an Indiegogo, because I'm going to do this as long as I can, as long as the things don't go bottom up financially totally, which is it's starting to get a little scary, but as long as that's the case, I will continue to make progress on this, and maybe, hopefully, people who want to see this app come to existence will be willing to continue to help fund me. But that's why I'm doing this. So I'm just saying, it is kind of a charitable endeavor. So it takes a lot. It's a lot of. It is a lot to have faith in to help an application come to existence. And when you know that it can take 2 to 4 to 7, it better not take me 7 years. If it takes me 7 years, I better be doing some high-tech graphical stuff on this thing to make it happen. But I won't be doing that. I'm going to make it. I can get all that technical crap done sooner than that. I know that. And even then, even if I got to the point where I had mastered it all, got an application out and doing great, I still probably couldn't get in at Meta because I'm so bad at technical tests. Because they probably would ask me stuff I didn't have to do once in all the time that I developed my app. Okay, so where was I? Let's kind of run this thing. How often do people, what is the scenario in that you're manipulating binary trees? And how often is that even necessary? Oops, what happened? Update top position is not defined. Huh? Oh, probably because I put it. Oh, I put it in as a use effect. Wait. Oh, because I need to call it? Wait a minute. So game loop, it's not constant. Constant game loop. So it's complaining about my use effect that says update top position. Oh, because it's not a function at this point. Oh, you know what I should try? Maybe I should just take this. What if I try this? And then I go here, put this here, and then we'll put top position right here. Let's see what that does. First of all, is any of this firing? Let's first make sure that anything fires. Does anything fire? Because if not, oh, it is. Okay. So now we'll take this off. And now let's find out if my top position is actually changing. Because it's supposed to be changing. Alright, top position is changing now. It's actually, here it doesn't change at all because my image size is, I don't know, whatever it's locked at, 125, but it does start growing here. Things get a little weird down here. I don't know why. Probably because it's locked at 500 pixels, and at this point it's locked at 500 pixels. So my image, I don't know, it says it's locked at 500 pixels, but this is obviously smaller than this. So it did grow. I'm not sure how that's the same size because it stays at 125, so the football doesn't move, even though the container, the image, actually obviously changed size. I don't know how that's even happening. The container is locking at 500. Let's close this thing for now. So my container is locking at 500 maximum. So this thing is, but they both have a minimum height of 500 pixels. Even the image can't get smaller than 500, but yeah, it does. The minimum height is supposed to be 500, but I'm seeing this continue to shrink. But it returns a 500, like the div did its job, but the image did not. And the image is not locking to the top, which is a whole nother problem. All right, maybe I do need to bail on this for a bit because it's driving me crazy. See, now the image is growing, and it's sort of, the football's kind of sort of staying in there, but it still moves too much. It's supposed to be in relation to the size of the container, which obviously it is not. And the football moves in the size of the image, so the bigger the image gets, it's supposed to be moving with it, but again, not. And I keep moving a distance from the top of my container, which is probably what's throwing me off, because really it's not that, it's that many pixels from the top of the container, but my image is not in the container. So how am I supposed to be doing that? That's probably part of the problem. If my image was in the same location, and when I put it as the Z index, this is what puts it behind everything. Makes it look like it's behind the whole kit caboodle. Yeah, that might be the problem. My football is in a container. Which is the row. What happens if I take my image out of the container? What if I take this out? And then we just... Oh, I can't get rid of this whole thing. I just got to get rid of this. And then do an image on an image. Now the z-index what if I change that to negative? All right, I don't know how z-index works. Does that? Can I just set that using z-index CSS? Depending on how z-index can be applied to HTML elements. Yeah, but can I change it to other values? When elements overlap, the one with the greater z-index is displayed in front. Okay, so this I would want to be -2 because I want that to be in back. And then this one has no, well, it does have a position, so it's because it's under the class name though, so I don't know, maybe that doesn't render at the same point, but we'll find out. Go here, go z-index, it's -1. Now if this thing renders at the position I think it will, the football should be on top of the image, and this can be in relation to the container that it's in, therefore staying with the image in its sizing. That is my logic, and I'm sticking to it right up until it tells me you're a nincompoop, man. That does not work. All right, let's see what's happening. Where's my football? Did it fall off the world? Football. Oh, there you are. What happened, man? Oh, he's tiny right now. That's what the thing is. Kind of sort of staying right where I mean, it's pretty much right up until things go wonky over here, but with my screen getting all tiny. But look, it's staying pretty close to that wrong location. I say wrong because I mean, it's not moving a lot. It's pretty much staying there. So, if that's correct, that means I still need to get it to move down some. And because see, it's kind of staying in that same place like it's supposed to. Not great, but it's better than it was. All right, so if that is, I mean, it's way better than it was actually, but I still have to figure out my top position is not setting correctly. I'm going to try something. We're going to try to stop doing this. And then we're going to go back down here for a moment. And I'm just going to set top again to a let's set it to an actual value again. Comment that out. We'll go top. We're going to go $35 fee, 35 fee something. Let's just go 35%. I don't remember if it's supposed to be. I don't know. Maybe I can't even use that with top. Maybe that's why I don't remember. VT for top. That's pretty sure that since I took out code and stuff, it's not compile. It's not going to compile right. So let's go ahead and try this again. So I worked out this morning, and man, my back and my shoulder really hurts. I didn't think I injured it, but it's feeling kind of injured. I mean, doesn't hurt right now, but if I pull on anything, it's like, ow. I was doing face pulls. So it was fine while I was doing the exercise, but then it said, okay, now I'm mad. Then I went and ran for a few miles, and I did something back of my leg too. It's just one of those days. I went fast. That was a pretty good speed. 3 miles, I think. I feel like it was. Anyway, I didn't look at my watch or anything to see what I did, but I felt fast today. Some days you just feel fast, you know, like cruising along. And I could have done 5 miles at that speed, I feel like. It just wasn't, that wasn't the goal of the day today. It was supposed to be just warming up. Okay, so we are further down on the screen, but you can see my image is still fluctuating. But see, it's like when the image is growing, it's doing better. The image is growing right here, which is, it's still moving, I guess. But I'm still moving in relation to my screen, not my image. Stop it! Stop moving in relation to the screen. You're supposed to be moving in relation to the image. You're in the same zone, man. You're in the same block of code. The div is where you're at. You're in a... Wait a minute. Are you in a div? Oh, you're not even in a div. What the heck are you in? They're not even in a div. Well, that's dumb. So this div contains the whole thing. This guy is supposed to resize within the div. This guy, well, I guess they are in a div. They're in this div. Never mind, that's just the style. I thought this was closing it, but that's not closing it. It's just the style closure. Ah, what a pain in the rear, man. Nothing works. All right, so $30. All right. It's in this div. I feel like I had this solved kind of before, but then I changed my image and everything broke. All right, let's try. Let's go talk to my ChatGPT buddies. Now, this isn't ChatGPT. This is Copilot, which is okay. Copilot's not bad, but ChatGPT is a little bit better at... Okay, so... What's the problem here? Football image needs to stay in the same relative position on the Broncos stadium crowd image. However, in its current state, it is moving based on height of window, not height of image. How can I fix this? All right, ChatGPT, tell me what you got. Sometimes if I feel like ChatGPT is not giving me the answer, I'll go check out Claude or Blackbox AI. I just give them an opportunity to give me an answer. All right, so what did it do? So we go here. Let's see how it changed. Okay, so W full, style, relative 0, hidden 100, 500. Okay, so we're fine there. The image here, background fixed 0, 0, 100, auto 500, contain -2. Fine, all good. All right, so what did it change here? Football, absolute, WVW, transition, transform, duration 1000 ease. Ease. And then we have top. Top is image height. Where is image height being defined? Where's image height being defined? Did it get defined up here? Oh, it's doing a use effect. Created as we're back to the use effect thing. Update image height if container ref. But see, it's doing it only once. I don't see how that triggers over and over again. Historically speaking. Oh, wait a minute. Constant. Oh, it does add a listener, and the listener fires the update image height. It's basically what I had, except it's using a different thing to do it. Container ref dot current. So basically, it's saying turn back on the setting that I had. Stop. But then instead they're doing the calculation for the actual height in the image. So we got image height times 35. So I have mine is calculated in the function, which is the same basic thing. Because you can see here I have image height or container height, whatever. So when I have container ref, I don't know what, where is it changing container ref? So something, at some point, has to be calling that, right? I don't see where that's getting called. Team index. Huh. It's telling me to use this, right? So the trigger is the event listener, I guess. And that's all that's updating it. But because it's in, I don't know, man. I feel like it's not going to work. I feel like ChatGPT doesn't fully know how stuff functions. It's been a few times where I've tried stuff and it's like, dude, that's not really a solution. You're asking for the impossible. Let's go ahead and try it. Is it even using container wrap? So we'll go here and we'll whack this stuff. I don't care because this stuff didn't work to begin with. But this does give it a new option, slightly different, only slightly, only very kind of sort of slightly. I don't know even how significant this change is compared to what it was doing, because it's still just a function that's getting called automatically and then it gets called from the event listener, which was pretty much what it was doing before. So yeah, you know, yeah, so I don't know. Theoretically, this is firing. Image height is changing. Image height is changing in a use effect. So in theory, this will change here, and we can multiply by 0.35 or whatever we want. I do like this because it gives me a chance to change it outside of, it's not really outside of code, but it makes it look like it is because it's in the rendering stage. I lean towards this isn't going to work, so I mean, without doing a rebuild. Oh, you know what I got to do? I got to schedule my DoorDash for tomorrow. You got to do it in advance. Not only do they want to pay you $10 an hour, they want you to schedule it in advance. And I really do have to start doing something. Okay, is this going to run? Nope. Why is it doing that? It's like it crashes. It crashes like every time I run it the first time. But it's like, after that, it's fine. Oh, are we going to blow up? No. No, don't blow up. I think it's going to blow up. I have to restart. I got to get to my Go stuff. I'm spending too much time on this visual garbage. So I think this is it. I'm going to have to call it. 3 o'clock is the 3 o'clock is the stopper for the image manipulation. That'll have to come later or off course, because then I stop and I restart and I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to go full go. All right, so it's, I don't know, whatever, but it's all done now. I also have to start figuring out how to start getting this deployed. I want to start doing continuous delivery and integration, so I'm trying to decide if I'm going to try to do that in Azure. I want this to be fully available. Okay, so right now we're fine, but let's see what happens when I size. Shoot, football's moving up and down with the screen, not with the image size. So that's not working. It's like it's ignoring everything. It's just like the football's moving up with the size of the screen, not the size of the image. And I don't even know if this is firing. Let's see. Is this at least firing? It did fire. So that's a thing. Oh, my football. Look, my field. It doesn't. Oh, it's because never mind. It's not resizing because I have it blocked. So oh wait, I'm gonna stop it. Now I get that my image is not staying locked, anchored to the top, or is it? No, it's not anchoring to the top. Seems like the football does okay when it's on the when the field is resizing. But it's mostly, look, it's this. It's the height of the window, not the height of the image that's changing it. So the logic it gave me doesn't work. Doesn't work. Football image is still moving in relation to height of window, not height of image. Alright, what did it do? How did it change? Set image dimensions. Why would I want to? What am I setting to? No. No. That won't work. I cannot crop or distort the image to make this work. The image needs to grow with the same aspect ratio. They're telling you, oh, size the image to the container. I don't want to size the image to the container. That's not what I'm trying to do. Come on, AI. You can do better than that. To ensure that the background image retains its aspect ratio, grows naturally, and allows the football to stay anchored relative to the image's dimensions, we need a layout here. Maintains its... Yeah. Okay, what did you do? It still says this. Still wants to size my image. Oh, no, we're not. We're setting it to whatever that. I mean, we're setting it to the image ref. And now we're changing the image ref. Which is okay, because I kind of had a container ref thing before. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this other thing. It's still using image size? No, it's using image size. I don't know why it's doing it with the, the pixel nonsense is here, what this thing is, but... Let's replace again. Let's see what you say, man. Trying your little code snippets out. Changing the function names. Alright, so now I have to put in this all ref. Alright, so now my image has an image ref. I could probably get rid of this thing because that's not a thing anymore. The rest should be the same. Contain, auto, 100, block. Removes inline spacing. Why would there be inline spacing on an image? That's weird. All right, so then we got down here. We got my football class name absolute. I think I'm already doing absolute. And I have my ease. Then we have top, which is still image size, except instead of image. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's do this. And left, I'm not. Don't be dumb. I don't want to do. I'm not trying to adjust the image width. I just want it to move to the height. I can do the width. Got the width part. Don't worry about that. All right, what happened here? Style. Oh, never mind. And this one can go away. Not changing the left. No, don't mess with my left. My left works fine. With VW skills. I don't care. Why is it trying to change my width? Width works fine. Stop it. And these, okay, so I think we're good. Well, first of all, what is it complaining about? Do I have syntax error? Image ref. That's probably because I don't have an image ref yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and stop this, compile it one last time. One last joyous experimental time, and then we will stop, and I will start again in an hour. An hour? An hour. Man, weekends go so fast, you know? Here we are Monday. It went so very fast. Oops. Did I not compile this, or did I do that wrong? Ref, image ref. What do you mean it's not defined? Yes, it is. Image ref. What's it called up here? Image ref. What did I miss? Oh, this thing. Wait, did I not put that in? I thought I just pasted that. Don't know what I just did, but that was not what I thought I did. I'll get rid of container ref because that's not a thing anymore. All right, it's 3:10. I'm a little beyond my point. I gotta pull the plug here. This is how I am. I will work on something until the cows come home. If it keeps failing, I'll keep going. This next thing will work. 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 Like I could will it to happen. It's just like it's gonna do it, whether it's right or not. All right, come on, you. I'm not even sure what am I selecting here. Oh yes, I just got to, because if it's not in the right position, that's fine. I just need it to move relative correctly. If it moves relative correctly, then I can make a minor adjustments to adjust the relativity. Oh, look at that. We've got a pretty good positioning there. It's staying right on the dotted line. Oh, check that out. Okay, it gets a little off when the screen and the image starts to grow and it's locked. But it's still, I mean, we got all the way out to here and it barely moved. And then it locks onto the line after a bit. And even if the image moves down, it seems to stay right where it's supposed to. Now, there's no vertical movement, which is excellent. So we mostly seem to have the football going where it needs to be. It seems to stay pretty good all the time. It gets a little off when the image starts to grow. I'm not sure why. And I'm not sure where the football went. Where'd it go? Hello? Jumped off. It jumped out of the world. Hello? Image, there you are. What the heck? It just jumped off. Hello? I am noticing something else though. Where is it that the... See, here's how big I have to make it now for my text to show up, which is kind of not good. Kind of starts showing up again down here when the image starts moving down. As the image grows, we're fine. But like right here, that's it. That's where I have to be for the text to show, which is kind of excessive. I don't know why it's doing that. I mean, it does stay in relation pretty good. I don't know where my football's going. It like disappears for a moment. I don't know why it's doing that. But look, it did it again. Just disappeared. It's like it gets confused while I'm resizing. I probably, if I'm not resizing, hopefully it stays in place. But you could see that right now, my image... Oh, see, it jumped way off to the left there. So my proportions, my left and right proportions are broken right now. And that could be because I'm... I don't have my container on my image anymore. That's forcing it to be narrower. I only want the same height. I don't necessarily want the same width. See how it jumped way off the screen here? And that's because I probably need to chop off a chunk of width so that it can move within 100 yards. And right now it's not moving within 100 yards. Because if I were to say that I got this right in the middle the way I want it, let's see if I push that down a little. Right in the middle, and then I want to divide it by 100 so it can move up and down only at 100. That means I got to take off what amounts to whatever the difference is. So what is that, 20%? Is that 20% of the total width? 10, 20, 30, 40. It might even be like 30% of the total width of the image. So this thing, I'm going to put another div in here. Probably going to break things. And then we're going to... And then... Oops, nope. Well, I guess that works. And we're going to go div... Class, oops. Class name... equals W full. Was it 30%? No, if I want the width to be 30%, we're going to actually, no, we're going to take 60% to start. So we'll say 60. And then this will squish the area that the football has to move up and down in, but the height should stay correctly. We can even go what else do we got to put in here? Oh, it's supposed to be W. I put brackets around my 60. Put brackets around the 60. And then we have to go height is 100 VW, sure. Yeah. Let's see what that does. I'm hoping. What I need to do is start putting a yard marker so I can watch what yard. Oh, what happened? Did we jump off the field again? I think we did. All right. So let's try something else. Okay, now I am trying to move the football left and right based on specific values, and thus I need to shrink the area that it moves within the image, so it does not go too far left or right. This is not quite doing that. I'm guessing I have syntactical issues here, to be honest. I'm still trying to learn all the exact commands I need to get these values to. All right, let's see what it says. Viewport width. I guess that could work. I already have the 3VW and the -1 and the transition. The left. Calculate football position pixels. No. I think that's not doing what I want. No, I want to move it a percentage, not pixels. Every notch is 1/100th of the area to move just want to correctly narrow the container so that 0 is all the way left or right based on direction. I said percentage. Can it spell? Can it read my bad spelling? Percentage. All right. So, what did you do? See, it still wants me to do it this way. I know that's not right. I just want to narrow the box. Why are you trying to overcomplicate this thing? All right, let's change the inquiry. Let's change the inquiry. Okay. All I want is for the div containing the football image to be 60. The div, how about it's a div containing the football image to be 60% of the width of the image. Above it. Just tell me that. Don't tell me. I don't want to do no recalculations. My 100 thing works. I know that. Just need it to be the right width. Stop trying to make me do coding for something I know I can do with that. All right, so we got this div. All right, here we go. Oh, it's still going to make me do it. Still going to make me do it. Why can't I just do a width of 60%? If the div is inside of the other div, okay, if my image is inside of a div and always extends the full width of the div of its containing div, why can I not just set the footballs containing div to be %? Oh, you know what? It's not going to work. I don't know if maybe the AI knows this, but since I'm using, oh look, it even erased my index state value. So I was thinking it knew something I didn't know. It doesn't know nothing. It's dumb. Because I'm using it as a background, so it's sitting on the back, and that means everything I put down goes over the top of it. But here's the problem. It erased my Z value on the image. So it's like it's putting inside the div container, which, by the way, will be on top of my table, nowhere near the image at that point. It'll be sitting out on the very top. So the AI is not aware apparently that I needed to go behind, and that's what's stopping me from even continuing my logic. Okay, so I'm thinking. Sorry, I went into think mode there. You lost me for a second as my brain went off into another state of being. Okay, so let's say that's working. Everything's working. I can't do the div. The div container is not going to work because it's not truly contained in the div because we're using a z index, which puts it behind everything. In fact, I'm not even totally sure that div at the top is... Oh, the div at the top works for the table underneath, but it doesn't do anything for the images. We're moving at 1/100th, but it's got to be 1/100th minus the 20 or so percent. Well, I do have image width. I suppose I could try. Oh, because I want this to be in the div. That's why I got rid of my Z positioning, but that's not going to work. So, yeah, I got to get rid of this div. This div's not doing nothing. So, dink. Dink. Yeah, all right, so that's gone. What time is it? I'm already at 3:28, so I went even further than I wanted to on this. I do have my image width. If my image width, what if I took image width, if my area I want to move is a percentage of image width is now going to be set to pixels. So if I always took the image width, I'd have pixel setting. So I can do what I should probably do is take the image width, subtract the 20% I want, and then set the left to pixels. And it's just always going to be pixels, which is kind of lame. But so if I say pix here, and then I do This is going to be a thing. All right, so we're going to go image size dot width. Let's see. Minus, we'll say 20% or point. Wait. If I go times 0.02, no, 0.2, no, 0.2 is 20%. So if I go times 0.2, that should give me 20% of my image width. Oh, but I need 0.8 because I need 80% of my image width. And then that gives me 80% of my image width. And then my pixels have to be that amount divided by 100. And I probably can't do fractional pixels. It's not going to do partial pixels. So if I wanted to do that, I have to divide by 100 and set it at int. So like do a math dot, what is it? Math dot int to not get percentages, or is it? Oh wait, it's math dot bottom, I think. Oh no. So, let's go see what my offense. I think I use it in offensive. In my offensive play, so I don't get weird percentages. I thought I did. Max, min, floor. Floor? Yeah, I think it. Okay. Get random integer. So yeah, it must be floor. Floor is giving me the bottom, floor. It's all the same, right? So if we want to divide that by whatever number we get here, which is a percentage, so it's going to be times so if I what if I oh wait, what if I divide this by 100, divide my 80%, divide it by 100, get the floor value? That's my number of pixels. And then I multiply that by whatever number that is, because that's divided by 100. So we're going to divide by, okay, so yeah. Okay, so this will be times that, and we're going to go math.floor, and then we're going to go divided by 100. Nope, got to do this first. All right, divided by 100, which will bring me down to my single amount of pixels that I need. So we're going to get 80% of all the pixels, divide that by 100, which will get me down to the minimum amount of pixels. What if I should do round? Well, let's go with round instead. Floor. Let's make sure I'm doing this right. So offensive plays. So we got the min, the max of two numbers. if I use a I'm not doing a random, but I'm thinking a round to the nearest integer. Maybe I should just do round. So that'll be up or down based on whatever it is, and then that number gets multiplied by however how many there. Okay, so let's just do round. I don't need to do hint. Round is close enough. I mean, it should be more than 100 pixels. 80% is 20, and we're going to have a fraction, so it'll be 1 pixel. If it only moves 1 pixel at a time, then fine. 80 pixels is going to be a pretty freaking broken screen, so things might get distorted. Maybe I have to try to set a minimum or something. But let's see what this does. All right, so we'll try that. Hopefully I don't have any syntax errors. What did I eat for dinner? What did I eat for lunch? Or what did I eat today? Oh yeah, I ate one of these turkey sausage breakfast burritos and small piece of, when I say this, it was only this small piece like that of red velvet cake that my wife brought home last weekend. It was just sitting there. That is a nice little thin, skinny piece. So I'm like, okay, I'll eat that while I wait for my burrito, which was only this big, but it has like, was it 19 grams of protein? So it's pretty decent. But speaking of, I haven't had enough protein today. I need to get some more protein down. Okay, so my football's not even on the screen. Oh, my football vanished. It's gone. I lost my football. Football. Where are you? Hello? Oh, it's way over here now. I probably should be like calculating this and printing it somewhere so I can see what the heck it's doing. Because it's not even moving right now. What did I miscalculate? Yeah, it's not even moving. And it's stuck. Oh, there it is. It is kind of moving over here in the corner. It's like that. I mean, I guess it could have been there at the start. I don't remember. I mean, it was kind of buried in the crowd. Okay, so my math is wrong. Well, it's not that my math is wrong. I think it is. Okay, so my image size width. And then I'm rounding to, then I only want 80% of that width because I'm going to move it that many points. But I think I need to start my position has to be probably 10%. I think I need to move it starting 10% from the left. I need to actually have a starting point that's a higher base than that. So it should be like 10% of the pixels plus whatever the current state of my pixels is. But that's still, if it's not moving very far, it's still, like right now, it's barely even twitching. It's sitting over here twitching like nothing. See, it's going there and there. It's not moving. So even if I moved it 10% in, it's not going to be enough. It's just going to twitch right here. So I'm not moving it I'm not dividing something correctly. Or maybe so if I were to do, I do know I need to add some starting point stuff. So let's go Control C, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to say Control V, times 0.2 plus that. So this will put that there, and then we add our other stuff to that. Oh, no. Wrong side. Okay, so now I take 20% of my image width, so I'm going to push it in, and then we'll add whatever this next part is, 1/100th of 80 of the rest of the 80%. It should probably be 10%, not 20%, because half of the part I cut off. All right. Well, it's definitely more on the field. So I was right about that much. But something about my pixel logic is not right though. Image width. 80% of the image width. And we're not moving. I mean, it's like if it's supposed to be moving 1/100th of 80%, that's still moving. What's going on? Every pixel is supposed to be 1/100th of 80%. And that's a percentage, so 100th. So when I do that, it's 100%. So it's a percentage. Oh, okay, wait a minute. If that's a percentage I want to move that percent of the 80. So that's the problem. That's the problem. So the round should probably go around everything so that I'm not doing weirdness, but this should be like this, I think. So then we have image size. So we're only going to take 80% of it, and we're going to multiply it by whatever percent this is. Let's try that instead. That should give it the right percentage, because I'm moving a percentage of the 80%, not this piece. See, are we moving at all? Well, it's moving onto the field. And I don't even know that, like, when you make a lot of adjustments when you're off screen or live like that, things start to get broken. So let's go ahead and come over here and recompile. Maybe I'm not getting to go today. I got stuck on images, and now my brain won't let me, like, let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go! I amuse me sometimes. Got to. If you don't amuse yourself, who will? Okay. Let's try this again. I am saved, right? Okay, so. I said proof of concept prototype complete. All because I wanted to make a little bit of a change and add an image, and now look at the hole I went down. Alright, so yeah, I guess it is taking it, but it's not... 10% is probably not enough, and apparently moving 80%, or moving whatever... I'm just watching what it's doing, but it's moving really tiny amounts. It's moving the wrong way. It's moving, but it's like going up and down in this little zone. Now, I guess they could be having a really bad day and just not moving very far, but no. Oh, well, we are moving various locations. That was a field goal. And I got to fix that. That's text too. But we are moving up and down in the end zone. So what's my math here? For one, we should never be over here. This is totally wrong. We should always be on the field to some extent. So from the left, I should always be a minimum number of pixels, which should be all the pixels that are here. So 10% is not enough. That's not 10%, but we should never be able to go back behind the minimum. The left should always, we should always be blocked, because the far left, the piece I put right here, should be my width. So 0.1 is 10%. All right, let's move this to 0.2 just to see what it does. And we're going to change this to 0.6. Okay, we're back on the field. That's a good thing. Let's see where it's going. Got a little bit more movement going, looks like. So we're still kind of just bouncing around in that middle zone. Returns 29 yards. Punt return, handoff, short gain, 4 yards. I know it's hard to read because I haven't quite got my field should never be behind my scoreboard. That's a break, I know. I've got some tweaks to do still. But this is about the best looking layout at the moment. But as you can see, it's really still not moving up and down the field right. 0 yards. If we'll take the ball in 35. So I'm supposed to be on the 35-yard line right now. That's like way not right. Barely even moved. But it did move more. It is moving bigger chunks, but still not. I feel like we're on the field correctly now. Something's going on with my second half of my image calculation positioning. So math.round should just round to the nearest integer, which should just be making sure I don't 60% of my pixels. I just didn't want to have like a 0.1 pixels and then go I guess if I moved it just yards, see that's percentages, so I need my full pixels. I need all the pixels to be accounted for here, minus the difference end zones. So if I have all the images, all right, let's see what happens if I take out the math.round. I want to see if that is doing something that's not supposed to. Okay, so this is going to be my image width times, so this is 60% of all my pixels times whatever percentage that I'm calculating here. And then I add 20% of my pixels to that. So if it's 1%, I should be sitting at a 1 yard line. If I'm at 100%, then I should be 66 pixels plus 20% of my pixels, which should put me at 80% of the width of the image. Now this is only, of course, if my image width is correctly being determined here. So I guess that's kind of a thing, right? We gotta, hopefully my image is the full width of the screen, but like it appears to be. What is this doing? It's not really complaining, even though some of my pixels are only partial pixels. I'd imagine image width always has a value. Hey, aggregation. Oh, you're a dude. You're one of them dudes. Aggravation. It is kind of aggravating. You are kind of aggravating. Okay, so yeah. A percentage, it's like, why is that not working? All right, so let's go ahead and go up here, and just to see that everything's working, we should be getting in here. Let's go ahead and say drift at current. Let's say console.log image width, comma, image ref dot current dot width, comma, image height, comma, image ref dot current dot height. This will at least tell me what my image thinks I'm getting. What is it thinking I'm dealing with here? And then I should be able to guess as to where. All right, so what if my left was my total? All right, let's try something. If my left is 0 pixels, I should be always on the left. But what if I go with my full image width? So if I go here and stop this, and then I go down here and I say left equals $, squiggly braces, image size dot width. So this should push my football all the way to the other end, and if it doesn't, that means my my width is broken here somewhere, which is will be a clue for me. So the football should be 100% to the left at this point, or to the right, sorry. All right, so I gotta close this because I'll recompile. Because if I set the left all the way to the image width, I should be all the way to the right, because that should be a lot of pixels to the right. Oh, this should be pixels. I'll do a quick git bash. Hey, Scary Sticks. Ah, nope. a football simulation game. Right now, I'm just trying to do a little bit of graphical adjustment before I go back and start working on the back end again. The graphical adjustment has taken up half my day, unfortunately. But it's it's a American football. I don't know where you're from, but it seems like every time I say football, people think I'm talking about soccer. I'm like, no, football. Like, football. Americans only have one word. We get football. That's all. Soccer has two words, so use soccer. They have football, and then they have soccer. So use soccer, and this way we can tell them apart. Can you tell that I? Can you tell? I'm a little. What do you call it? Salty about it. Like I have any control. It's like it was long before I was born and long after that it's going to be exactly as it is, so I shouldn't be complaining, but yeah, see, told you. It's like football is soccer, but it's football that's soccer. Football is football. I know it's American football, but come on. We don't have to call it the world's soccer. The world's, I know everybody in the world calls it football, but it's not American football. All right, so where's my football? Speaking of my football, where the heck is it? It should be all the way on the right. I don't see it. Where'd it go? I lost my football. It looks just like this. Where's Waldo? Where's the football? It did not go. I do have an image width here. Stop moving. All right. Image width is definitely big. Okay, so if I set my image left position, if I set my image, oh, got it, give me a, if I set my image left position to the width of the image, it should be all the way on the right. Should be pushed way out here. So is it like off screen? Oh, there it is. Oh, it just appears out of nowhere. There it is. How come it's showing up in the wrong place? It's like it just disappears and all of a sudden it's there. Okay, so it is all the way to the right, but not always, because if I change my image size here, it moves. So it's like it's not updating. That's what's happening. So when it's this size, it's max, but now it's moving too far because my pixel value is not changing. Whatever's happening, it is changing this, but it isn't changing. It isn't changing down here. My image width is not recording. Because I should be getting the full width of the current size of the image, and you can see I'm here, but it doesn't. It's like staying right there. It's like it's always that far away from the left. And it's supposed to be dynamically updating. Even though my image is coming in and being captured, we're capturing it here, the image size. Image ref is getting a value. Wait a minute. So image size is not working. Whatever that is, it's not working. And we're setting it, but it's not doing anything. The back end is going to be written in Go. But I'm only in the process. I've written about, I don't know, 10% of the microservice functions. I haven't even tested them yet. So I'm creating all of them. I just started working on that Friday. But the back end is going to be written in Go with hopefully a Mongo database in the back. And again, I have to say this caveat to everybody who's watching me. There's so many guys out there who do development or do stuff online, YouTube and all this, and they're like experts. They're experts in the area. They they show you how to do stuff. This is the way that you go about doing this thing or the other thing. That's not me. Sorry, guys. If you're coming to me for expert direction, really all you're going to get is a learning opportunity to learn with me, because I am a C# developer, a SQL Server developer, and I'm using neither on this application. I know ASP.NET, which was .NET Framework. My C# logic is .NET Framework. Nobody's using .NET Framework anymore. They're all using .NET Core. So I am just diving head on into brand new territory, and I'm just writing code and learning code. And I've been spending now a couple months on React, so I'm starting to get pretty familiar with React's idiosyncrasies, and one of them is the whole asynchronicity stuff. And now I'm going to be getting into Go. I decided to use Go as the back end. I'm going to use C# a little bit a lot once I start moving to the front end mobile device part of this application, where I start creating the UI for the game elements, the functional user functions. And that's going to be using Unity, because I need the graphics engine so I could start putting stuff that moves and acts on the screen. Now, I don't know if I'm going to have people moving and acting on the screen, but I'll have objects moving around on screen. Football, player cards, things that pop up. But I just want to have some graphical coolness about the way things move and display on the screen. And so I'll probably be using the Unity graphics engine, which is C#. And hopefully my knowledge of at least the syntax of C# will come in handy there. But seeing as I know nothing about the Unity game engine, that'll be another learning opportunity. So a lot of people develop mobile apps in JavaScript. Not JavaScript. Well, it could be. But I think they use Java. But I'm not going to do Java. I don't know why. I don't want to. Me neither. That makes two of us. I'm sure that makes a whole bunch of people out there. Well, with Go, I'm just going to be using it for the microservices and the API links. And that's my whole point. It's going to be kind of my back end, my middle tier, if you will, because my database is going to be Mongo, because I'm going to try to go with a NoSQL database. Again, all my database knowledge is in SQL Server, and I'm very good at SQL Server. I've just been doing research on what the best, of the various mobile games out there and what technologies they use to create them, because I want to create a good game with the right technology up front. I don't want to go down the wrong path and start spending a lot of time on something and then realize this was not the way I want to go. So I started looking at things and doing some research, and found out that like Marvel Snap uses the Unity engine, and I really like the way Marvel Snap dresses up their cards and stuff moving out. I am not an artist, so by the time I want to get really, really, really fancy, I'm probably going to need to get some help, because that's probably going to be way outside my domain of expertise. Mine is design, structure, and functionality. That's my skill set. That's my bread and butter skills. And now I'm just implementing the code part of that. But I know that I need to have my APIs and such on the back end. And I will be using, there is going to be one piece that's a streamer element to this. A chat. I'm going to put in this streamer functionality where you can actually, like, say you're on here and I'm running my game in the background. I just have this sitting up in a corner or down at the bottom while I do whatever else I'm doing. Gaming, playing, programming, whatever. I want to add streamer chat elements that a person could be watching the game go, and they could actually enter some commands. And I've already listed out the commands I want to do, and they're going to call those, and they're going to be HTTP requests that go out to the APIs, and the API will capture the command and feed it into the coach component, which is going to then take their command, whether it be a substitution or a play call or a position option. There's only going to be a few commands because it's a chat thing. It's something people can do while they're watching you, and they could actually control what plays and what happens on the field. Like they could say sub the command is sub running back, and so the next play that the running back is in, that person will run a play, and it'll say their name. Like it would be Scary Sticks runs for 5 yards. Or if he says sub QB, Scary Sticks throws for an interception. whatever it is that comes up, and it'll kind of go through there. No, I don't know how much I'll be using WebSockets. I don't know that WebSockets are going to be necessarily involved. It'll mostly just be a link command. So they'll put in the chat command. Like I'll be using like stream elements that you can actually have it go to a URL. So they put in the command, it goes to the URL, taking with it the parameter that was sent. And then it'll be picked up on the applications. It'll probably just look at the HTTP header, and then it'll take that, put it in the database underneath, the commands database, and then the coaching component will read the database and pull out those commands as for the next play. So yeah, it's not going to be anything. It's not going to be super complex. So there probably won't even be a. And in that scenario, I don't even know if in that scenario I'm even going to need APIs. I might just call it an HTTP header straight to a web page, but I haven't decided. That's not that I predict is 1 to 2 months down the road. That's the first user functionality I'm going to provide. The first thing I want to do is start. I got to get it uploaded. I got to get it somewhere where it can be accessed by someone other than me. So I want to kind of get it prettied up a little bit, get this football moving in the right place, get the text looking pretty good again. Then I got to figure out how to upload it, where I'm going to upload it to. I'm thinking because I'm using web services or microservices, probably going to have to use Azure DevOps. Not DevOps, but Azure. And I've put up a website there, and I'm a little worried about that because I don't know how much that's going to cost. I mean, they have some free elements, but I'm not sure how I can keep in that free zone. But then if I can get that working without costing me too much, that's when I'll start developing the account access. And I also want to get continuous integration and delivery set up so that when I check in code that works, it'll automatically go to the website and update it. And then, or go to the code base and update it so that my functionality starts to appear. I will be eventually kind of cut back on the website things. Once I get the streamer elements done, I'll probably cut back on those pieces and start working on just getting more functionality in the back end. The back end is going to be, it's got a lot of logic that I haven't even developed yet. So far I've got kind of random, they're not random text, but it's random yardage, and then I have text associated to that. So each type of play just runs some set of that logic. So yeah, it's kind of what's going on. I'm trying to just get those things all in place. You caught me in the very early stages of my development. All I've got is the basic simulation going, which is just, like I said, it's a lot of built. In fact, it's all currently in React while I develop the backend. And eventually, once I get my database in place and get my microservices in place, I will change this code to start calling my microservices and pulling the play information from that. So I'm hoping I'll be there in maybe a month. Within a month, I'm hoping to get at least some of my basic microservice calls in place. I've already created the logic for the basic gameplay, but then within that time, hopefully I get all the infrastructure up. Then I can start working on actually creating the play execution, which is going to be the part where the plays work off actual player stats, which is what I want to do next. I want to get the player stats built into my database, real life NFL player stats. I've also got formulas and gameplay mechanics, how they interact, which I got to start coding into this game. So that's all going to be next several months of getting all that in place. The play execution with actual players and player stats is going to take some time, because I've got to actually, I think I have it set up for typically running anywhere from, that's going to be 11 to 22 players have to interact. and how those players interact on the field is going to be complex. So I don't know. That could take some time. That could be 6 months of development right there, for all I know. Just getting that fully implemented. Maybe not. Maybe I can get it down to components and just develop each piece and then just replicate it for each other piece with minor variable changes. We'll see. I'm hoping it comes down to something simple like that. But yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm hoping over the course of months it'll start looking like a real game. I'm really excited about getting to the mobile side of it and creating an actual app that can be loaded. I have no idea how that's going to work, or how you use an emulation. And I'm sure I don't even know. I'll probably have to create an APK if I want to share it with people at all, because obviously Google's not going to let me put a game in development up, a beta version of a game. I mean, yeah, they do let betas, but not beginner beta. It has to be I think they expect it to be pretty much a fully fleshed out game. And obviously, I'm not there yet. And plus, I don't want to keep having to deploy a new thing up there, a new update. Plus, you're probably paying Google just to have your game up there. So I'll probably just try to get an APK built, and then all of my backers and anybody who supports me in my funding campaigns that I'm going to be having will be able to have access to whatever I develop along the way and start being able to play with it. That's the goal. Otherwise, you can always watch me struggle through the process of getting it to exist. So anyway, this is actually working as far as capturing my image height and height, but it is not actually changing the image width, even though it's significantly changing. We have all these image widths, but it is kind of interesting though that image width is only changing by, how much does that change? Oh, are we? Wait, did I stop the code? Oh, I did. I was gonna say, that seems weird. Why is that not moving? See, my football disappeared again. I don't know where it's going. It's not there. Somehow it's like falling underneath or disappearing. It's going behind. I don't know why. So yeah, I'm getting the image with print, so I know that that's working. Oh, it actually stopped on the right spot. It is getting the image with print. Wonder if I should use image ref, because it's printing this out with the new values. But this is not doing anything. This image size thing, it's not doing squat. I don't know whatever point it thinks it's updating, but it's not updating at all. I can very clearly tell. Because when I'm down here, it should only be 500. I mean, the football should be staying pretty much in the same spot, always on the right, but it's not doing that. So something is causing it to stick to the same size. Where is... There it is. Let's go image ref. Current. Now the left should be that many pixels from the left. And I'm not sure why my image is not showing up. Why is it... There it is. It's there. It's back. But it stops. It goes here and it goes right off the screen. Like it doesn't... It's not adjusting to the width of my image. Don't know why it's doing that. Stop it. Stay where I put you. Alright, where'd it go? Come back. Now it doesn't want to play at all. It says, no. Oh, my football's gone again. Where's it disappearing to? Resizing is a pain in the rear, I'm telling you. It's supposed to be higher on the index. Alright, something is wonky. Okay. Apparently Windows Defender is checking my I've been debating on whether or not I should switch to my this is a new computer. I have obviously Windows Defender going, but I'm trying to decide if I want to switch to another tool. Like, I've heard McAfee and Norton are crap, so there's was it Kaczynski or Kaspersky or something, Kaspersky, and then there's also there's another one that they say is pretty decent, but I don't know. I've heard they're really not that big of a difference from Defender these days, so I don't know. All right, so this is not changing. Can I? If this is not changing, what is the point? It's like, it's just not changing. Image ref is updating, but it's not changing here. And I'm not seeing my, yeah. I hate giving it all my code. Just because it's too much. Alright, so my console.log is showing the change in window size, or in image size. However, the football left the football image left value is not changing and is locking in at its starting position. Oh. It's getting kind of dark in my room. Let's fix my face. Must fix my face, man. Okay. So, what you got? I gave you too much code. You're like, dude, I can't read all through that mess. It's a mess of code. Oh, I don't want debugging tips right now. Oh gosh. Oh, it's because I got this on. Dynamic width misuse. The left property calculation for the football image seems off. No. The left setting currently is just to visualize that the value is changing. I expect that as this changes, the football image should be all the way to the right. However, it does seem to start there, but shrinking pushes it off the screen, and growing just locks Hit it in place. Calculate left position yards to go within the 60% width of the image. Well, yeah, that's what I was doing before. How did it even know I was trying to do that? I didn't ask that question. I didn't give it that code. Yeah, well, that's pretty much what I want, but that's not. Log the calculated left. Add a console.log inside the style for the image. Oh, you can add one inside the style? How complicated my my left is getting. Okay, so if this isn't working, why would this math.max work? We got this. Oh, I don't know, it's not like they changed anything here. Responsible to ensure image sizes update and when the background image resizes. Well, I have been trying it. I am doing that. That's already part of what it does. Dynamic boundary adjustment. The left position dynamically adjusts yards to go within the 60% width of the container. Yeah, well, fine, but it doesn't work. Clamping the left value, use math max and math min to ensure the left position does not fall below the start of the container, does not exceed the end of the container. Yeah, but that's only going to work if these image.width works. If image.width doesn't change, it ain't going to make a flip of difference what I do to stop it. And that's the problem. It's not working. It no está bien. I was going to just put an English word in there, but why? Funzionale. Function. That's Italian. Function. I don't know, something. Doesn't work. No trabajas. No trabaja? No trabaja. My Spanish has really gone downhill over the years. I don't use it enough. Pretty sure this isn't going to do anything now because it didn't do anything before. Just my left. I'm just going to change my left. It didn't do anything but re-implement what I had and put a math thing in there. Oh, what are you gonna do? All right, what's the football doing? Is it doing anything? It is moving. Oh, that was a big jump. It's kind of moving. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. Does it fix still when I'm moving it bigger? 18 yards. All right, well, Oh, punts at 18 yards, returns at 34. So I still think I'm off a little bit. But it does look closer. I really got to put a thing in here that puts up the yard line. What yard position am I supposed to be on? Because right now I'm just kind of guessing. So like I'm in the 30. The field goal went into the end zone, which is fine, but it's not right. It's supposed to stop at 0. The 20% is a guess, so it's quite possible that my problem here is that 20% is too much. Or not enough, maybe. I got to shrink it. Because like is the area between here and here 20%? I don't know. Or 60%. So I got to draw a line. So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that'd be 6. If we divide by 6, 12, 25% maybe? Maybe we do 12% on each spot. And maybe I have to shrink this a little bit more. So instead of 20%, I have to say 25%. And no, 20. That's not right, huh? Because 25. No, it's 25 total, so it'd be 12 each way. Okay. And then that don't feel right. No, wait a minute. Image width plus image width 60%. So if I go 25, so this would be, so it's got to be half. So that's only 12. Oh, maybe I'm pushed over too far. Maybe the problem isn't that I'm over there. It's just that I'm too far over. Because I don't think it's supposed to be 12. This is supposed to be like 1, 2, starting with 1, 2 plus 6, 1, 2, and then we'll change this to like 0.75. 75. It's not going to be precise because I'm not doing fractions of the percentages. I could probably do fractions. I mean, what's it matter, right? I mean, who knows? Let's see, what is that going to do? All right, so still doesn't really tell me. Opponent takes the ball on their own 35. That's actually pretty close. That was actually on the 35. Now the trick is I have to adjust for the size of the football. That's going to be the other problem. If I have to adjust for the size of the football, that means because I got to move it like whatever, some fraction that adjusts. I mean, the size of the football keeps changing, right? So it's always going to be half the width of the football. So now I got to start calculating the width, the football width. See, that still went way over 57. But it's 35, so I'm a little off center. I think the problem is I'm still too far that way. So that's going to make a difference. So I need to pull it back. I want it to not go maybe that far. Maybe we only go back 10%. And then if that's the case, if I'm only doing 10, then this is going to have to be 0.8. And then this is 0.10 again. And this is V20. Which is probably fine. Oops, that's 10. And this is 0.8. Still jumping off the field. $35. Well, that's still not right. Let's close this for a minute. I was going to try to switch over to Go But I got myself too hooked on this. I hate leaving things in a state that's not happy. Because if I'm not happy, then, well, what does it matter? I'm the only one that matters. Nobody else. All right, so 40. That's it right there. So it takes the ball on the 40. So I feel like we're in pretty good place. 1 yard, 2 yards. And I think it's moving kind of with the ball right in the center. My left position is the back of the football. Okay, so if it's moving everything based on the back of the football, and I want, if we're going this way, I still have to adjust. I might be able to go that way using the back of the football, but when we're coming the other way, I have to add whatever pixels are half the football. No, the full football. I got to subtract, when it's coming back this way, I got to subtract from my width the width of the football. When we're going back that way, I could use the edge of the football, but I got to subtract. Because my football, see, we're still going off the field. Give the ball on the 40. We're still off. Opponent the ball on the 40. And we're still going kind of like (2 yards). So we're supposed to be way past the 40 right now. Whoa, 51 yards. Oh, are you kidding me? As a football fan, that sucked. So we're actually close to the end zone right now, but I think my problem might actually be that my area is too big still. 21 yards out. So a 21-yard field goal, 17. That's actually pretty close. So I think we're really pretty close. Huh. I do want to push my football down a little bit. That's not a problem, but I mean right here it's kind of sort of in the middle of this field, but like out here it's sitting too far to the top. It kind of sits pretty good right up until my image starts to shrink. Oh no, it's shrinking. I guess as it's shrinking it moves. Still not really staying in relation to, I mean, it kind of sort of does. Like right here, it's doing great. Look, it stays right inside that line. Really nice. Perfect placement. But then when I get out here and it starts pushing down because it's getting too big and it's shoving itself down the screen, that's when things start going wonky. So we're still not quite there, but at least it's staying in relationship aspects left and right pretty good. And we're not losing it anymore. It's no longer falling off the screen. I do got to fix my text box though. Yeah, I got to do some of that text. Let's go see what I can do with the text. What kind of thing? How would I best? Do I have to put an image behind the text? That's probably what I'm going to have to do. Like a background in my text field. That's a nice, I don't know, rounded. I kind of want a big oval text background. All right, let's see. Where's this at? So current play. Is it possible to set the background of the TD holding current play description to a shape, or do I need to set it to an image that text appears on top of? I would like it to be a white oval. You can achieve this success using border radius property to set a rounded shape. Ha! 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 Cool. Well, let's try it, man. See what happens when I do this. Copy. And we'll just put this in. I don't really have a style already on there, so I'll just plug this in here. I don't know what's it going to look like, but let's see. Oh, whoa. 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 Wait. That is not what I was shooting for. I mean, it's kind of, sort of, kind of a thing. I still wanted to take up... Wait, what did it do? Okay, well, first time effort. First time caller. Okay, so what did that do? Text align, we center, inline block, fit content. That totally did not work. I mean, I don't even know how I ended up. Why did it do that? It must have done something weird. Okay, so it obviously overwrote my settings that were there. Because this is... All I did was add this style. Background color, background radius, padding. Adjust padding for the desired shape. Oh, well that's... Is it because of the padding? I'm going to take this out for a minute. Text align center, inline block. Ensure proper oval shape. Wait a minute, am I missing a piece? Because I don't see anything about... Well, I mean, it did do an oval. How did it do that, though? Background... Oh, background radius. Oh, 50%. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's too much. Let's try 75. Is that more radius or less radius? I don't know. Do I want less radius? Let's try that. Did that make it squishier? I think that made it squishier. What about 10%? Oh, that's something. That's not bad. Yes, obviously I'm going to have to change the color of my text. But, you know, first things first. Let's go 15. Let's get a little bit more radius on that. Okay, so it's got to kind of be in there in a rectangle, so that's not bad. Metamorphic cloves eat? Do they? Do metamorphic cloves eat? What do they eat? Okay, so we got white 15. Well, maybe I should go with navy for now, just so I can read my text. There we go. Oh, my text is more readable. Still got to make sure that this stretches across my screen though. It's fit content. Make the oval wrap around the content. Oh, maybe that's my problem with. I don't like that. Let's just do that. Oh wait, is that right? No, can I do that? That might not work, because that's not how you comment out. Comment out here. Right, where's oh, it is. Never mind. That's when you're doing nope. Why is it? Alright, let's stop. 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 Back up. Meep, 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 meep. Alright. Let's give this a chance to rebuild here. I still want it to go underneath everything like it was. Something has got it squinked out. Background color, navy, border raised padding, 10. I don't know, border, text align, center, inline. Maybe it's the inline block thing. Ensure proper oval shape. That's fine, but I don't want it to be too ovally. I kind of have to have it be some text. I mean, I guess it could be more ovally, but I just need to get it in the right place. See, okay. It's still not, why is it not taking up the full width though? Align center. Maybe I need it. Maybe I just don't have it adjusting the full width. Because all I did was add style. So height 50 pixels, which is fine. Center. A V-align top, which is fine again. Alright, well, let's manually put it in. For some reason it's doing this shape thing and I don't see where it's being limited in its width. So maybe I just need to call it out now that I did this. Equals 100%. How about 80%? I don't want it to go too far. Nope, it's something's happened. It's trapped. It's being restricted somehow. The TD or TD cell is no longer stretching to the full length of the table. If you prefer cleaner CSS, you can define CSS class. Oh, I could, but don't want to do that right now. I'm gonna play. All I wanted to do is, oh, maybe I didn't go down to where I asked the question. All right, so you should use border radius with table layout. All right, so background color, border radius. just for oval-like shape while keeping it compatible with full width. What was it before? Border radius was percentages? Huh. So I just need to change my border radius is what it's saying. So we'll just go with 20 pixel. Oh, I like that roundness way better. That's the roundness I was kind of going for. Still not stretching out though. So white, 20 pixels. Padding, I guess I could, I don't think the padding matters to be honest, but I feel like it shouldn't matter. But we'll just take that out, take the 20 out. Add inner spacing, I don't know what that's going to do, but text align center, which I got. Oh, we're not doing inline block anymore. Now, if this width is working, then we shouldn't have... Aha! There we go. Now I just need to shrink it to the right size because it's too big. I want it to be way narrower than that though. That's way too big. I don't know what the 80% is because that's not what I put it at. I mean, that doesn't look like 80%. That looks like 100%. So let's go take this out and see if it makes a difference if I put it down here instead. And I do like the idea of doing this in a CSS instead, but like I said, I'm not real concerned about that right now. I can clean that up later. Yeah, that's still not what I want, man. So let's go with maybe I can't because I don't have another cell. That could be the problem. Because I no longer have a second TD, it's probably taken up the full row simply because it doesn't have anywhere else to be. So I might have to do something like this goofy thing. TD. And then TD. And then here we just change this to 3 instead. Just to make this stretch across in a different way, just to have some blanks that'll allow me to have those cells get the difference. See if that shrink it. So now the 2 extra cells are here. Since I centered it, it's going to be right in the middle. I wonder if it'd be better to put this on the bottom. Let's try it on the bottom. Let's say align bottom. Just curious. That didn't go anywhere. That didn't move. Why didn't it go to the bottom? Oh, probably because there's no... Oh, probably because the row ends there. There's no... It's... Do I have a fixed height on my table? With full table fixed. I should probably say the table should be 100% in height. I don't think I'm doing anything to adjust the height of my table. Right now, I think my table is fully just this area. That's the whole table. If I want my table to overlap my background, I may have to do something like height. Oh, I do have a height issue here. I'm not gonna. Oh, height of. Oh, that's height of the cell. So if I want the height of the row, if I want the row to take up, if I want to set the table to be the max height, so if I go like this and say height or H 100%, and then I go down here and set this guy's class name equals H dash 80%? Sure. 80%. Let's see what that does. Which pretty much makes the height of the cell pointless. I don't even know why that's in there. Oh, I see. It will make a difference because that's going to make my whole screen blue. I do not want my whole screen blue. That would be not good. I want this. It's like I need to have. Okay, this is going to be weird, but I think what I need to do, if I want this on the bottom, I need to take this guy and go, and then go out here and go, and go down here with the TR. And we'll say this guy gets to be 10%. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That was not what I expected. That is a big image. Look at that image. Well, that image is like, woohoo! I mean, everything got wonked out with that maneuver. And I just wanted, I only increased the size of my footer. Alright. What happened here? My table's 100%. But my footer was supposed to be 80% of that. Or that row. So I should have squished it all back up. Can I like class name equals H 20%? I may not be able to size the head, the footer, and the body. That might be the part of the problem. Okay. Alright, alright. Things are going, I'm going off the rails here. So the table, I still want the table because the table is all of this. It's everything. Then I got my footer, which is supposed to be, okay. Well, let's do this. Okay, how do I get my current play TD cell to move to the bottom while the rest of the table stays at the top? Specifically, set the T foot to use flex and set the description TD align at the bottom. Apply flex box to T foot. Use flex to ensure the bottom content sticks to the bottom while the rest remains at the top. To set height and flex grow on elements, control the growth behavior of the table rows and make sure the content expands properly. Okay, so got the 100% table fixed response H, and then we got all my other stuff. I don't know, is it changing my other stuff? Style scoreboard, VGB. Don't see anything here. Image is 5. I got TD class name 12.5%. Image source football. Let's not change that. So we got down here, same basic thing. Not gonna worry about that stuff. What did it change here? Image football again. Not worried about that yet. All right. So what did it do in the T footer? T foot went. All right. So T foot gets class name flex 80%. So I was kind of on the right track. So far, so good. And then my middle row flex grow, which is this guy. Wait, nope. This one. And then we have our new one, which is flex none. So this guy has to stay exactly the same, man. Stop trying to grow. Stop trying to be a troublemaker. And yeah, all right, let's see what that does. Did it do anything? I don't see any differences. One error. Oops, syntactic. Cannot be a child of TR. Okay, what did I do? All right, I obviously missed something. Go away. Why is this even out? All right, so I got my table class name, full table fixed, responsive table H100, responsive table H100, T-body class name H20%, and then all I did was change some stuff here which shouldn't have any effect. Oh, T-foot has flex grow, not T row. T foot is supposed to have some settings of its own. Thought I put that in there, but maybe I didn't. Alright, so we got flex call, justify between H. 80%, 80%. Okay. Class name flex grow is that one. Alright, so that was probably my biggest problem there. I didn't declare that part of the table. Alright, so we're back to squishing that at the top. We still have a whole bunch of errors. We're still getting this pinned at the bottom, but we're closer. I mean, ultimately, I don't even know if I want it at the bottom. Okay, well, it's 5 o'clock. I'm going to go do some dinner, and I will be back later or tomorrow. But hey, we're going to make progress. We're going to lock this down.